Yeah, so basically this is the mall to come to if you want to set up like an Orthodox church. You can get your altars, you can get your, I don't even know the names of them, your little ornaments.
Items you will need.
Yeah, and if you want to become a priest, you can get fitted here for an outfit. It's very cool. Did you know that Belgrade has been completely destroyed and rebuilt 44 times? We're the fabric, and we spent a month exploring the secrets of one of Europe's oldest and most resilient cities. From ancient ruins to vibrant nightlife, here's what we discovered about Serbia, the Serbian people, and Belgrade, the city that refuses to die. So I think one of the first things that most travelers do when they go to a place is try some food, street food, restaurant, whatever it is. And that's the first thing that we always do, and that's how we gauge a place. We're at our favorite canteen, and we're drinking wine for lunch. So the main thing that we got out of this cuisine and country and city really is that it's just had a long, tumultuous history of changing hands, and you could see that really directly reflected in the food. How do you see that though? Serbian cuisine is really a mix of medieval Slavic, Byzantine, Ottoman, Mediterranean, Austrian influences, and really each change of hand left a culinary impact that can be seen today in its dishes.
Touch them together, touch them together. Bubsy's like...
So when you go to Belgrade and Serbia, make sure to try some of these dishes. There's popra, ustipsi. You could also try street food like burek and pljetskavica. I can never say that one. There's shopska salad. There's desserts like šnokli and klempita. They're all just so freaking good. So we actually made another video for this, as when we were planning this video, it was starting to get too long. So what you can do is just open it in another tab.
How much does it cost?
1,800 dinar, Serbian dinar, which is like 15 euro for this fucking thing. I think we just got scammed.
I think so.
Also, drinking culture is quite big, so make sure to try rakia. This is a traditional fruit brandy, and everyone's uncle basically seems to make their own varieties. So make sure to try some like local homemade varieties at the different restaurants. Alright, so now that we've like digested our food, we're walking around Belgrade. The city just seems really cool, and particularly since we were there like in the shoulder months, it started to really come alive. Belgrade has some of the best nightlife on the planet, with like clubs ranking really highly in the nightlife rankings. If you go down to the rivers, you know, Belgrade is sandwiched in between the Sava and the famous Danube. On the river themselves, there's all of these floating platforms. These are called splavs, and during the summer, they become these incredible bars, some of the best clubs out there as well, except for this club Cartel, which unfortunately sunk 1 year on New Year's Eve.
It's time
Yeah,
to
let's
go to
go.
Cartel.
Let's get
Okay,
Cartel.
let's go to Cartel. There might be like an entrance fee, but just beware, you might touch water when you get in.
Really coming from Berlin and being in Berlin 6 years, I'm always that kind of person who leaves Berlin and I'm like, this place is just not comparable nightlife wise. But I think with Belgrade, I've kind of found another place where it really rivals it. But of course, just a quick heads up, people smoke everywhere. So be prepared for a really hazy atmosphere and smelling continuously like an ashtray. We finally made it onto a splav.
It's a tiny dog.
It's a tiny dog.
Oh, it's video.
Excuse me, ma'am. This dog is not allowed onto this boat.
But this dog is a tiny dog. It's smaller than a regular dog.
As we started to really wander Belgrade streets, like the first few days that we were there, I started to really love the city more and more. One thing that really caught our eye is just how seamlessly like Cyrillic alphabet is used and Latin scripts interchangeably just throughout the city on different street signs, on menus. The Serbian is pretty much the only digraphic language in Europe. And what this means is that Serbs can use both scripts interchangeably. So to explain that a little bit further, basically, let's say I have a text written in Latin script and a text written in Cyrillic. If I just mix these scripts together, Serbs are still able to read it fluently without many issues. And they probably won't even, at first glance, be like, oh, this is Cyrillic, this is Latin. Like, they'll just read it all together as one. I guess you could say this is a reflection of Belgrade's diverse cultural influences. And really, this highlights the city's historical ties to both Eastern and Western traditions.
Going to mass.
Yeah, let's go to mass. So along that theme of diversity, one thing you'll notice when you're walking through the city is just how Belgrade's architecture, it's like the food. It's really like this visual history lesson of what the city, what the country has been through or gone through in the past centuries and millennia. I think the most obvious architecture you'll see is these Yugoslavian brutalist structures. I think that makes up probably most of the architecture. We made it to the Western Gate.
It's beauty.
It's so beautiful.
Majesty.
We don't get it. There's not a single tourist here in sight. It's just us, literally. Like, why wouldn't someone want to come see this? It's so random and cool. But then you'll start to walk around and you'll see these like Ottoman style buildings as well as these Austro-Hungarian buildings. That also makes up a huge amount of it. Just like a modge podge of different types of architecture. When you make your way to kind of the tip where the Sava and the Danube meet, you'll come across the Kalemegdan Fortress, and this is an even earlier glimpse at Belgrade and Serbian history. So this dates back to like Roman times, and if you continue up the Sava, you'll start to see like this modern day explosion and Serbia and Belgrade's modern take of what architecture should look like. All right, now that we've talked about this fortress, like, we can admit that Belgrade is really, really old. The city has a history spanning 7,000 years, so that's like a lot for my American mind, which can only conceptualize like the last few centuries. Belgrade itself has been razed, so knocked down 44 times to the ground, and that means it's also been involved in the 115 wars. This is huge. Well, this here is like the Victory Tower during the Balkans Wars, which happened at the beginning of the 20th century. It was erected like during the peaceful era when they kind of figured their shit out a little bit, but then World War I started, so then it wasn't peaceful anymore.
Yeah, they weren't expecting another war.
Yeah.
At that point.
And most recently, the most recent violence happened in the city and Serbia in the early 2000s over the Kosovo War. What it's really done for its people, it's fostered this unique sense of what's called Inat. This is a Serbian term for stubborn defiance, let's say. My friend actually defined it over a WhatsApp chat, so let me just pop that here. This Inat, this defiance, it's not really about just resistance, but it's also a deep-seated pride in overcoming adversity and maintaining one's identity. Yeah, so Serbs are really known for their pride and resilience. They don't particularly like authority, and they have a deep respect for religion, church, and the nation. Back to the topic of church, the Serbian Orthodox Church, it plays a really significant role in the daily life and cultural identity. Yeah, so basically this is the mall to come to if you want to set up like an Orthodox church. You can get your altars, you can get your, I don't even know the names of them, your little ornaments.
Items you will need.
Yeah, and if you want to become a priest, you can get fitted here for an outfit. It's very cool. So you're going to see these beautiful churches all over the place, including the Church of Saint Sava, which is this massive monstrosity in the middle of Belgrade.
The Church of Saint Sava has one of the biggest mosaics in
Yes, I think in the world.
In the world. Okay, no, but that's a very Serbian thing to say.
No, that is a fact. I know that.
Like a new mosaic, the biggest in the world, maybe.
This strong sense of national pride is evident in their passionate celebrations of religious and national holidays, especially during Easter, which we got to experience. We got to experience our first Serbian Easter with our friend Gordie, which was just extremely special. We're having a very traditional Easter. Thanks to Gordie.
Yay!
Our lovely host.
Serbian Easter.
Serbian Easter. We have Serbian music. So Serbia and Belgrade might be quite traditional, but you'll definitely start to see, especially in the urban areas, a slow embrace of progressive values. Particularly if you look at like LGBTQ plus culture, there's a more liberal attitude towards this, especially by the younger generation.
We are in a stadium and we are going to the only gay club in Belgrade, which is called Mask Machine.
In September, the city hosts an annual Pride Parade, which it did face a lot of challenges in the past, but now it's starting to be more widely accepted. So you can see that this transition is indicative of a broader shift towards inclusivity, even as traditional values still remain quite strong. Yeah, but Belgrade, obviously it's had its history, but it's not really just about the past. It's really a city that's becoming rapidly one of Europe's coolest destinations, I would say. Yeah, there's these trendy cafes everywhere that turn into bars in the evening. You have your vibrant street art, just really stylish places popping up all over. So that's kind of our take on Belgrade and Serbia. We are just so happy that we had the chance to be there, to meet a lot of locals, to experience their like really unparalleled hospitality and kindness. And Hvala, that is thank you in Serbian. Thanks for joining us on this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will make sure we make more of these videos in the future. And also, yeah, let us know in the comments how you like this style of video. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh my God, it's her!